All right, howdy gamers. We're back again. This is a follow-up, an immediate follow-up to the 6.1 Big Master Explainer um, long ass video. We're just trying to find the format. This one will definitely be a little bit shorter because we're just doing one portion of what we were going to do in the other video. Um, if you're watching, thank you a bunch. We're just throwing shit at the wall on the channel, finding formats we want to do, and then we're going to refine it with all the editing. It's me, it's One Take Tony, it's No Script Steve, it's Authentic Andy. No Script Steve is going to have to be demoted. One Take Tony is going to have to be demoted. For these kind of videos, we'll still keep that authenticity on the channel, but I do want you to know Authentic Andy is the CEO. Authentic Andy is the CEO. All right, so I've been chomping at the bit to talk about Rerir because these characters are just too good. And like I said in the last video in Not Cry, I just see myself so much in these characters, which I mean that's their financial strategy is emotional investment and really and all that stuff. But anyways, in a way that has not occurred since Sumeru. And now I'm wanting to do this shit and just talk about it with you guys. I just want to talk about it because I see myself in these characters in ways I haven't since Sumeru. We're refining the setup a little bit. Hopefully, just accept it. Okay, we're finding our groove. We're finding the flow. We're finding our way. But yeah, I want to dive into the character. Like I said, transpose the narrative of the character onto reality, onto you. What would you do? What should you do? These kind of things. Just how you would process that character's narrative and everything. Meaning is the big word on this channel. Meaning and consciousness. So yeah, I really want to dive deep and analyze the. I mean, I just need to go and finish or go and get my license, and we can have the thing on the bottom of the channel. We'll just psychoanalyze characters all day. Great practice, right? but anyways, talking about Rerir. No Script Steve style, so bear with me. Again, I'm going to be awake at night, not awake, but going to sleep and thinking about, man, I could have said that. This is a core component of the character that I'm not saying, and could have made the video better. But the videos are going to get better. I just want to talk about Rerir, no script today. So where do we even start with Rerir and his tragedy, his job, his purpose, his girly pop, him popping the question, the Hindu side of the fucking channel and his dharma, all this other stuff, just all of that, just being and hit the lies, just him being such a his life being in his relationship with his girly pop and just the intermingling of the lies that are made with the best intentions and are see we're it's just too good, dude. The justification for the lies and those amazing intentions, with Dolindis, his girly pop, and then her learning about his lies but loving him so much that she sees that he has a reason for this. And man, wasn't she a real one for that, for sticking by him? But then she was doing her own white lies, and trying to help him, and it just turned into a paper house of cards, of lies, and there's only one way that can they just keep piling on, and there's only one thing that's going to happen, and it's just something as humanity that it's just such a hard lesson to learn, and then you see it, in that crux era, or this, yeah, as Conrio was unfolding, the calamity cataclysm was unfolding and beginning, that those simple lies can escalate to such profound world change that completely obliterates what you were trying to build in the first place by, building using that white lie, or that delayed lie, or whatever well-intentioned cover up as a part of your foundation. It can just blow up on world changing, catastrophic proportions, and turn this guy into this unassuming good man that was trying to lie for the right reasons, and he lied to himself, which again is part of the problem, and is a major fundamental block of how this translates into reality of lying to yourself that the lie is justified, and letting it fester, and then when everything explodes in Conria, him wanting to chase and save Thelindis, he accepts, gets in this abyss shit, and the cataclysm happens, and he becomes a full-on sinner with world-level powers, because he, what his choices blasphemed against death, and he becomes stronger than the world, which is not at all what he wanted. He just wanted a simple life with his baby girl, doing his job every day, fulfilling his dharma, fulfilling his purpose, and all it took to destroy all that was him believing that, saying, I'll tell her about this later, at a better time, or covering up his job and what he has done at his job, which is a fucked up job, but still, and this gets into definitions of true love, and what is true love. Like Thelindis, wanting to work with him, is that true love? And again, can't wait to see where these characters go, because Thelindis is where the fuck ever in the abyss now, and now Rerir is sealed out in Moonland, Moon Abyss Land. So hopefully we get some kind of closure with these, much needed. My heart needs closure with these characters. But yeah, it gets into definitions of true love, like as her trying to help him behind the scenes, and dancing in concert with his lies, and her research trying to save the Crimson Moon kids and the orphan kids that the king was making him find and kill, and just neither of them coming clean. Is that true love? And again, that's for the player to decide. Or is true love, fucking somebody around here coming clean at one point in this little in this house of cards, just coming clean, but again, potentially losing the thing that they were living for. Like, he was living to get married to her, and to protect her, and protect her from this little lie that he had, which turned into quite the big one. It's just so tragic, because once she was lost through that portal, for whatever reasons she decided to go through that portal, and him taking on the abyss, and falling prey to its visions and its delusions and illusions and promises of power and promises of, you know, being able to be with her and showing him with her, letting him experience her again even though it was fake. God, it just rips you apart. But where was I going with this? Yeah, but you know, I have expertise with this subject. This character is just deep in my heart. Um, there's a lot more I could do. There's a lot more, you know, psychoanalysis we could do. Um, but the meaning to really derive from it, you know, is that kind of lying worth it? Um, how do you know when, you know, when you're living for this girl and losing her is worse than death, which is so funny because he's immortal now. He literally cannot be, you know, categorically killed. Um, but he doesn't have his baby girl, and all he has is his obsession for her and finding her, and he's torn apart in the abyss and rebuilding his fucking body just to come back and regain his power. He doesn't give a single shit about the world or destroying the world when at his full power, he can literally take on the whole world. They say that a million times. This guy's stronger than the world. Each sinner is stronger than the world. He doesn't care about that. All he wants to do is find Girly Pop, find Thelindis. So the question was, you know, is it worth it to lie like that when, you know, losing the person is a fate worse than death? And I mean, obviously, it does go in a ways to answer that it is not, because by lying you are, you know, already defining yourself as having lost that person because they're not with you. They're with, you know, this facsimile of this thing you have created. And you know, even if you are delaying the coming clean or whatever, it is still it's still not doing you justice. But you can see why it happens, and I've been there. If this character came out, I would see Six's ass just like I did Wanderer, even though me and Rerir aren't 1-to-1 like me and Wanderer are. I just see it right there, and it's just such a beautiful, tragic tale. Though Lindis needs to answer the phone. Though Lindis needs to go find him, save him, calm him down, and then Rerir can be our line in to, you know, fighting the other sinners or some shit. Which, talking about other sinners, fucking Dainsley's brother Vedrolfnir, or however we need to get good on that pronunciation, and the concept and the interplay of Ved's power of, you know, clairvoyance and foresight, and telling him, you know, you need to lead this girl, but I can see that you're going to choose not to, so let me try and help you. And just now this is going to turn into a Ved video. Just that interplay of, you know, clairvoyance and what it means, and just the article, the concept of fate itself. I mean, it's something that so many video narratives are captivated by and so immersed in. But yeah, talking about fate itself and seeing the future, and Rerir doing everything, literally becoming stronger than the world to defy his fate and get with baby girl, and still failing, is just it's chef's kiss. It's just too good. But that's Rerir. It's getting cold. The non-cry soundtrack is the non-cry soundtrack is getting dark outside. But yeah, getting kind of cold. I do have a cryovision IRL, but I think I'm gonna stop the video right there. Again, thanks for watching. This is a loose little format. of, you know, where I want to go. Maybe we'll make a revised Rerir video, or maybe there's going to be more Rerir content and we can make the super Rerir video and, you know, clean it up, get the camera angles right, get the editing going, but stay authentic Andy. But yeah, loose format for how I want to do some gaming stuff, namely with Genshin. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you listening to me. I appreciate you even, you know, having my channel on the webpage. We're not trying to, you know, explode or, you know, go famous or super monetize this shit. I just want to talk about this shit and express myself and the meaning and just the concept of meaning and fate, in really refined, simple yet refined, beautiful ways. And if you appreciate that, then you appreciate me. And as a result of that, I appreciate you all the more. But I appreciate you watching anyways. Thanks, love ya. Catch ya around.